Now at 9, a local shelter for people in need says without help soon, it could be forced to close.
Some big changes are coming to the Wesley House in Pittsburgh, including a pause to its day shelter, showers, and laundry services. I'm Samantha Walker, and I'll have that story coming up.
And the Quapaw Nation resolves a concern regarding a TV show set in Oklahoma.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A local southeast Kansas shelter that has long been a lifeline for people in need is now calling on the community for help. This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. Safe Haven Outreach Mission in Parsons, known for providing support for the homeless, says it's facing an unprecedented financial crisis. Due to rising cost of living and a lack of sufficient funding, the shelter is struggling to cover basic expenses. Leaders at Safe Haven say if they don't receive immediate assistance, they might be forced to close their doors for good.
We're doing everything we can do. It's just we rely on God to put it on people's hearts to make the money come through. And that's either not happening right now, or it's happening very slowly, or people just don't have the money to give.
Brown says they are basically living month to month. She says they need about 10 grand to keep the doors open through the end of the year. We'll have more on the Safe Haven Outreach Mission later in the show. Well, changes are coming to the Wesley House in Pittsburgh this week, impacting what services are offered. KOAM's Samantha Walker explains why some services will be pausing.
Wesley House is an outreach ministry of the First United Methodist Church in Pittsburgh, which provides resources for individuals and families who may be struggling, especially for the homeless population. But a sign is posted on the center's door announcing several of its services will no longer be offered starting this Friday. Sherry Franks both volunteers and receives resources from the Wesley House. She says while the changes might be hard for some, she understands why they're doing it.
I know they're doing the restructuring. Like I said, they're doing the best they can. I mean, why else would they be in the shelter business? Why else would they be, giving out food to the community that needs it?
This change takes effect one day after the church resumes management of Wesley House from the Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas after 2 years. The Wesley House will no longer provide breakfast, lunch, showers, laundry, or day shelter services to the community. Critics of this decision say they feel as though the change is too sudden, given how long the Wesley House has provided these services, especially to the homeless population.
Now we have these people here, and there's suddenly a withdrawal with very little transition planning as far as we know. And so what that does is leave those people kind of in a bad situation where they moved here for certain services, and now those services are being withdrawn.
The new executive director for Wesley House says they've been informing the people who use these resources about the changes for weeks now. He says it's just a pause for these services and that they're not permanently going away. In a statement sent to KOAM, Executive Director Matt O'Malley says the facility has seen, quote, a drastic increase in the number of local households served by their food pantry. That program serves nearly 1 in 5 residents in Crawford County. In his statement, O'Malley explains the decision was made to pause other services to focus more on the food pantry and its growing needs. Frank says now is an important time for other community members to step up during this time of need.
So, our community, our people, just, churches, we've got to just all band together and work together. There's so many opportunities here to help not just the homeless, but just our residents.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Well, the executive director of Wesley House says they're working to expand their food pantry and its hours of operations. They have not said when these paused services may be able to restart. Well, one way you can help feed the hungry in our area is through our Feed the 4 States campaign. And this year we've teamed up with Extreme Power Sports Auto Center in Webb City to help collect non-perishable food items that you donate. Simply point your phone at this QR code for more information on how and where you can donate to help feed the 4 states. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us now with a first look at weather.
While temperatures now in the lower 50s, we're dropping down to low 40s, upper 30s for overnight low. We still have a lot of clouds covering our area, though they will start to clear out in the overnight hours, and we're going to drop down again, upper 30s, low 40s. So it's going to be a pretty cool night, along with winds gusting still about 20 to 25 miles per hour. You can start to see them lightening up a little bit out, especially out in Kansas and Oklahoma. Only about 10 to 15 mile per hour wind gusts. Those will continue through the rest of the overnight hours along with the clouds, but you can already see most of the clouds have shifted off to the Missouri and Arkansas side, and Kansas and Oklahoma are much clearer now, which just helps us cool down a little bit more at night. Now, we have been a little bit warmer the last couple days. We go cooler tonight and tomorrow. Then we go back to a warming trend just ahead of rain chances coming up later this weekend, and I'll have those details coming up.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Well, a Southwest Missouri woman is charged with having sex with dogs. Annie Hedgendeffer from Nevada was arraigned in court today, where she pled not guilty. The Vernon County prosecutor charged her with 4 counts of having sex with an animal. According to court documents, Hedgendeffer had 2 videos of inappropriate acts with dogs on her phone. Hedgendeffer is due back in court on Monday for a bond hearing. Baxter Springs announces it has an interim police chief. Jimmy Hamilton was sworn in last night during the city council meeting. The move follows Brian Henderson stepping down as the Baxter Springs chief of police to focus on his new role as Cherokee County Sheriff-elect. Hamilton says Henderson will stay on with the department through the end of December. Well, the City of Neosho Fire Department receives funding for equipment. The funding comes thanks to the Newton County Public Safety Grant, and the grant for just over $10,000 will go toward the purchase of an extractor washer and dryer for Neosho Fire Station number 2. The washer-dryer combo ensures hazardous contaminants accumulated during emergency responses are effectively removed. Well, coming up, are we really alone?
An out-of-this-world hearing on Capitol Hill, looking into what the government knows about visitors from outer space. I'm Griff Jenkins in Washington. I've got the details coming up.
But first, in Health Watch, obesity has become a serious health problem, but are drugs like Ozempic the answer? We look at the potential side effects. Well, people who switch from cigarettes to vaping tend to see improvements on their respiratory health. A study by Oxford University Press found that while quitting cigarettes and vaping is the healthiest option, people who switch from cigarettes to e-cigarettes experience less coughing and wheezing, but people who use both products saw their symptoms get worse. Do you have a sweet tooth? Blame genetics. A study by the University of Nottingham identified what's called the SI gene, which impacts our ability to digest sugars. People who had a defective gene did not like sugary foods as much, while those who had a normal SI liked sweets more and tended to eat them more often. About 1 in 8 U.S. adults have taken Ozempic or similar medications used to treat type 2 diabetes and obesity. And while these drugs are exploding in popularity, they do come with some risk and aren't for everyone. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on how to know if they're right for you.
It's a serious public health problem. More than 2 in 5 U.S. adults have obesity, putting them at higher risk of other chronic diseases.
For many people, obesity is a brain disease.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta spent the past year investigating what's called GLP-1 drugs, a class of medications that have been available for nearly 20 years and used to treat diabetes. Now they're helping hordes of people lose weight, sometimes off-label.
One of the ways these medications work is by essentially slowing down your digestion. So that allows you to absorb your energy better as opposed to just shoveling calories in.
But there are possible side effects, including nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, and abdominal pain. These are typically felt when a person first starts taking the drug. Gupta says other rare but serious risks include stomach paralysis and pancreatitis.
For people who are taking it for medically necessary reasons, it seems to be a situation where the benefits outweigh the risks.
You may qualify for GLP-1 medications for weight loss if you have a body mass index of 30 or higher, or if your BMI is 27 or higher and you have at least one weight-related health condition like high blood pressure. Gupta says most people stop using it after 12 weeks, whether it's due to cost, side effects, or something else.
For a significant percentage of people, it just stops working for them as well. Whether it's a tolerance or something else, they just don't seem to get the benefit of it.
Gupta says this medication isn't a magic bullet. To keep weight off, he says it has to be paired with exercise and a healthy diet. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And Dr. Gupta says many people regain somewhere between a half to 2/3 of their weight after going off these medications. But he says not every patient does, and most do not gain back all the weight that was lost. Well, Lindsay is next with a complete look at your forecast. And later we hear from several athletes across the 4 states as they commit to their new schools. John Dales brings us signing day in sports.
Well, we started up the day with a little bit of rain and then just a drizzle and overcast, but looking much better as we head into this evening. Taking a look outside downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. You can see the winds are still gusting up to 22 miles per hour, so still a bit of a windy night. But other than that, we're going to cool down tonight. Temperatures only got up to mid-60s, so we're trending a little bit downwards as we head into the weekend. Our low this morning started off just about 50 degrees, which is going to be much cooler tonight with our low starting in the upper 30s, low 40s. Now, rain amounts, unfortunately, not a lot. Anywhere south of I-44 or east of I-49 didn't get much rain at all, if not just a late sprinkle. But some of the areas, Iola, Chanute, Parsons, Fort Scott, Butler, got about an inch, maybe a little bit more. And then all the rest of the blue areas in Kansas and Oklahoma got less than that, only about a half an inch. So not a lot of rainfall, but we do have more rain chances coming up as we head into next week. Until then, clouds are going to start to clear out, and then we've got sunny skies for a couple of days. Now, I talked about how temperatures are going to drop tonight following the cold front that came through this morning. So you can see we're going to be in the 40s. We already are starting to dip down into the 40s, dropping down to low 40s, upper 30s for our overnight lows. So pretty cool tonight. Winds do start to die down as we head into Thursday morning. By about 7 a.m., we're gusting up to 10, 15 miles per hour. But after that, we go into mostly calm winds for the rest of the week and into the weekend. Temperatures tomorrow really only getting up to low 60s, about 63 for our high. We're much closer to average temperatures now than we have been the last few days, but we're still not quite there. Average temperatures this time of year, upper 50s to low 60s, about 60, 61. Now it is going to be really sunny and it's going to feel great outside. We can actually enjoy it, the cooler temperatures with the sunshine as well. Now, looking ahead to the weekend, starting Saturday, we're going to have starting off a little sunny, but clouds do roll in along with some isolated showers pushing in, mostly Sunday afternoon. Then moving into Sunday night and into Monday morning, that's when we're going to start to see the heavier rain push in. We've got a low pressure system that is out in the south, Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, going to be pushing in. It is a very deep low pressure cut off from the upper level flow, but it will join in with this other low pressure that is a little bit further north, and it's going to pull all that Arctic air into our area. So we're getting a sharp drop in temperatures following our little cold front that moves in Monday evening. Not a severe threat, but might get some heavy rain chances. Looking forward to that. After that, temperatures drop down to low 50s. Now, rain amounts could see anywhere from half an inch to about 2 inches of rain. After that, we have a nice little day on Tuesday, low 60s, but then temperatures will continue to drop, 50s for our highs and 30s for our lows, near freezing.
Yeah, well, it's that time of year to be expected.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm enjoying the rest of this week, though.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a
Awesome.
nice week.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Well, People magazine announces its 2024 Sexiest Man Alive. That's coming up. But first, the Quapaw Nation reaches a positive resolution after the popular television show Tulsa King spins a negative light on the tribe. The Quapaw Nation has reached a resolution relating to the television show Tulsa King and its depiction of the tribe. KOAM's Melissa Alexis has more.
Saw the episode, we were shocked.
Shocked. That's how Weena Supernaw of Quapaw Nation felt when she saw the way the tribe was portrayed in an episode of the television show Tulsa King.
Dismayed when the episode aired and reflected us in such a disparaging light. We took offense not only as a small tribal nation, but also all tribal nations.
Season 2, Episode 4 of Tulsa King aired last month and introduced characters from the Quapaw Nation who were depicted as being involved in a criminal conspiracy relating to marijuana and wind energy. Quapaw Nation says they were not given a chance to approve or reject the use of the tribe's name.
We all looked at each other and said, did you give him permission to use the Quapaw Nation's name? Did you? And of course, none of us had.
Quapaw Nation put out a statement addressing the issue, and they were contacted by Taylor Sheridan, who's listed as an executive producer of the show, and his team. Production from the Tulsa King apologized, and they had a productive conversation with the Quapaw Nation, resolving the issue.
They have come to us with great sincerity, and we've accepted that apology.
Going forward, she hopes this encourages open dialogue about allowing Native American voices to tell their own story.
The need for ongoing dialogue and sensitivity to Native American issues and the way in which we are portrayed in Hollywood or film and media at large. You know, we're not relics in a museum from the 1800s.
Reporting in Quapaw, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
Now, following this incident, Quapaw Nation encourages writers and producers to learn more about the Quapaw Nation and its history. People magazine names John Krasinski its 2024 Sexiest Man Alive, his late night reveal after the break. People magazine names John Krasinski its 2024 Sexiest Man Alive. For the third year in a row, Stephen Colbert revealed the pic on CBS's The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. The writer, director, and star of The Office made a guest appearance Tuesday night to accept the honor and console the Late Show host on not making the cut.
Stephen, it's okay, all right? You're not the sexiest man alive, but who cares? Who is? Except for me, apparently.
Krasinski said his wife, Emily Blunt, was very excited to hear the news and even joked about using his People cover as wallpaper in their home. Not a bad idea. You can see more of the men featured in People's Sexiest Man Alive issue when it hits newsstands on Friday. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. Marijuana users in Missouri will soon see a drop in prices after a court ruling bans the stacking of marijuana sales taxes. Plus, Congress set to pull back the curtain on UFOs in its second public hearing when a big new bombshell is revealed.
Bang Theory tonight.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. Marijuana users in Missouri will soon see a drop in prices. A Missouri appeals court ruled the stacking of marijuana sales taxes is unconstitutional, potentially saving cannabis customers millions. Charmel Odell reports on the timing and how much customers could save.
The ruling comes after this lawsuit filed by a dispensary owner who argued that allowing a county and a city within that county to both tax marijuana sales goes against state law.
It is important to understand that government will tend to collect as much tax as it possibly can. So it's refreshing to see the courts rein local government in and let them know that they're not able to double tax.
After Missouri passed the legalization of recreational marijuana in 2022, governments raced to cash in. Some cities approved a 3% tax on marijuana sales. Some counties put a 3% tax on marijuana sales. In some cases, both a county and a city in that county were taxing sales. On Tuesday, that came to an end. Missouri Court of Appeals agreed with the lawsuit, saying the stacking of the taxes would lead to unfair high taxes for buyers.
This court decision is going to save Missouri customers about $3 million each and every month. So it's a significant increase. That is money back into customers' pockets.
Here in the Ozarks, Christian County and Ozark have both been taxing pot sales.
The Missouri Department of Revenue, I expect, will notify local jurisdictions to cease collecting the 6% tax. The interesting question is, how will they return the unconstitutionally collected tax? The Department of Revenue should return it to the retailers, and the retailers should return it to their customers.
We contacted the Department of Revenue about when stacked tax counties must stop collecting, but have not received a response. MoCan trade leaders estimate the ruling could save cannabis buyers nearly $3 million a month. An elderly Kansas man has died in a vehicle crash in Joplin that happened back on November 5th. The incident occurred around 9 a.m. near the intersection of 43rd Street and South Rangeline Road. According to the police report, 82-year-old Leonard Venata of Columbus, Kansas, had stopped his car at a stop sign. He then pulled forward and was struck by a southbound van. Venata was transported to a Springfield hospital where he died on Sunday. Are you worried about little green men invading your backyard? Well, so is Congress, and they're holding hearings on what the government knows about UFOs. Fox News correspondent Griff Jenkins has more from Capitol Hill.
There are certain individuals who didn't want this hearing to happen.
It's a sensitive topic in the military and on Capitol Hill, but now lawmakers are working to pull back the curtain on UFOs and how much the government knows about them. This is the second congressional hearing looking at unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAPs as they're known at the Pentagon. And lawmakers came out swinging, accusing the government of a vast conspiracy to cover up the truth about our interstellar neighbors.
Non-human intelligence exists. Non-human intelligence has been interacting with humanity. This interaction is not new, and it's been ongoing, and there are unelected people in the government that are aware of that.
Today's hearing featured a big new bombshell. Whistleblowers alleging there's a secret Pentagon program called Immaculate Constellation, containing files of evidence showing UFOs are real, and it's been withheld from Congress.
There's thousands and thousands of these photos and videos that exist and have existed for decades, and the government has been, frankly, covering it up.
Another witness, retired Admiral Tim Gallaudet, says he's seen evidence of encounters with UFOs. The Pentagon denies it and also says the alleged UFO programs don't exist. But Gallaudet and others are still insisting the truth is out there.
We should not turn a blind eye, but instead boldly face this new reality and learn from it.
And the truth seekers may have an ally in President-elect Trump, who recently said there's no reason not to believe that life exists beyond our planet. On Capitol Hill, Griff Jenkins, Fox News.
Well, Lindsay is next with a complete look at your forecast, and later a plea for funding.
Safe Haven Outreach is struggling with funding. I'm Lonnie Walton in Carson. I spoke to the administration and they told me if they don't get funding right away, they're going to shut down. I'll have all the information and more coming up.
After a rainy start to the day, we're looking pretty good as we head into the evening. A bit cooler, plus winds are gusting up to 20-25 miles per hour. You're taking a look outside downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. Clouds are starting to clear out and winds are going to start to die down here shortly as well as we head into tomorrow. It's going to be a great day. We didn't get a lot of rain, unfortunately, from the showers this morning. Anywhere east of I-49 or south of I-44, little to no accumulation. Chanute, Iola, Parsons, Butler, Fort Scott area got about an inch of rain. It's not so bad, but we do have more chances of rain coming up later in the forecast. Until then, we've got these clouds clearing out. Then winds are going to start to die down. Overnight lows tonight dropping down to low 40s, upper 30s. So you can see we're pretty much in the 40s all night tonight. Clear skies after midnight, so clouds are starting to clear out. And then the winds do die down. By 7 a.m., we've got about 10, maybe 15 mile per hour wind gusts still out of the west, west-northwest. But the winds do start to shift as we head into Thursday night into Friday morning. So that's where we're going to start to see our warm up again. But just tomorrow will be in the low 60s. So we're looking pretty good on tomorrow. Near average temperatures, sunny day. So it's looking fantastic before our warm up as we head into the weekend. We've got that ridge forming. So temperatures getting into the upper 60s, low 70s, both Friday and Saturday. Those Saturday clouds do start to push in. So we've got a little bit more cloudy days Saturday and into Sunday morning. Isolated showers start to push in on Sunday, early afternoon and into the overnight hours, but the heavier rain comes in late Sunday and into early Monday morning. So it's about 3 a.m. We've got a low pressure system cut off near Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. It will join back up with our upper level flow, our low pressure that's further up north, and that's going to really pull some Arctic air into our area once it really joins in. So we've got that cold front moving in Monday afternoon, so now 3 p.m. We're at the start of that rain line of storms. Not a severe threat, but we could get some strong storms in there, some thunder, some lightning. It does pass by 9-10 p.m. We're nearly out of the rain. Tuesday's looking good, sunny skies, and we don't have like a ridge or anything because that low pressure then pulls that current low and re-strengthens it, and that's where we're going to see another drop in temperatures as we head later into the week. Until then, our little isolated showers on Sunday, not a lot of accumulation, maybe 1/10 of an inch, just a light sprinkle, but the heavier rain comes on Monday where we could see 1/2 inch all the way up to 2 inches of rain. Thursday, Friday looking fantastic. Temperatures bouncing around in the 60s through the weekend, but next weekend and week, low 50s for the highs, low 30s for the lows. So we're getting down to, freezing temperatures overnight.
Got to protect those plants. By now, it's time to bring them in.
Well, definitely next week is going to be a concern just because the rain and then overnight freezing. So watch out for that.
Oh, for sure. All right. Thanks, Lindsay. Well, coming up, it's signing day for high school seniors. We'll hear from several athletes across the 4 states as they commit to their new schools. That's up next in sports.
It's signing day, and all across the 4 states, high school seniors are putting pen to paper and commit to play their sport at the collegiate level. We start out in Neosho, where a couple Wildcat softball players signed to play at the next level. Carly Kennard commits to Central Oklahoma. She's a 2-time COC Player of the Year. And Becklyn Garrett, a 3-time All-Conference performer, signs with Butler Community College.
Just the fact that I know the stress of where I'm going to be in next year, what am I going to do with my life, and just everything, after all of the hard work that got up to this point, just the fact that I know that I finally am going to college and I'm playing the sport that I love.
It's the coaches, the relationships that they build with their players, and how I immediately connected with them, and they immediately had a plan for me because they could see how good I was and how much they wanted me to be an immediate impact on their field was something that greatly meant a lot to me.
Meanwhile, over at Webb City, 6 Cardinals signed their letters of intent. Lainey Taylor and Rylan McFarland commit to play softball at Labette Community College. Then 4 members of the baseball team continue their careers at the collegiate level. Landon Fletcher, Andrew Young, and Luke Beverlin all are headed to Missouri Southern, and Cohen Epler commits to Kansas City, Kansas Community College.
It's definitely a bigger atmosphere, and it's obviously a bigger commitment, and you're with girls that they put this commitment into, so you know that they want to be there and you know you want to be there. So in bigger goals, it's all one team and everybody's motivated.
I just really think it felt like home. Everyone always says it's a gut feeling, and you feel that feeling and you just feel like home, and I fell in love with the school and the location and the coaches especially, and I've heard good things all throughout my life, and I know people who have gone there, so it just really, everything came together.
The coaches at Webb City just push me every day to be the best person and player I can be, so they'll just set me up for good accomplishments in college.
Great coaches, great facilities, a lot of former teammates I'm glad to be back with, staying local, being close to my family, so it was just a perfect option.
I chose there because I really like the coaches there, and I've always grown up watching them because I live close. And I've just seen them play, and that's just where I want to continue my career at. My parents, they graduated from Missouri Southern, so that was always in the back of my mind. And I went to a lot of camps and games growing up, so I got to know the coaches and understand the culture of the players, and that's just something I want to be a part of.
At Joplin, 8 student athletes signed letters of intent. Riley Kelly signs with NEO, Abby Lowry with Arkansas Tech, and Libby Munn with South Dakota State. All 3 of them will play collegiate softball. Maria Loom signs with State Fair Community College for both softball and track. Cadence Lawson commits to NEO soccer. Jaden Pankow commits to Iowa for rowing. Anna Pearl Stanley signs with North Carolina for gymnastics. And Chance Tyndall is headed to Arkansas State for track and cross country.
It was so hard for me to choose between track and softball because they're both 2 sports that I love. And it was just, I couldn't choose in between them. So when I got that opportunity, that text from them, I was excited and I just knew it was for me.
I started playing soccer with Little Kickers when I was 6, and then ever since then, knowing you could go up to a college level, I was just like, that's my goal. So that's been my goal ever since I was a little girl.
It feels really good. I am definitely looking back at old videos as my senior year comes to a close, and I'm like, wow, I'm making little me proud, which is nice to know.
I can't give enough thanks to my teammate, Gray Edwards. He's been my teammate since 8th grade, my training partner since day 1, and all the long runs, all the tough workouts, even the easy runs. I would not be here today if it wasn't for him.
At Diamond High School, Lauren Turner officially signs with Pittsburgh State. She's a 3-time All-State performer through her first 3 seasons with the Wildcats, and she helped lead them to state championships in both 2022 and 2024.
My coaches, especially Coach Parrish and BJ, they pushed me to be the person I am today, and without them, I couldn't have done anything. And my teammates, they're all just amazing people. I mean, without them, I wouldn't be where I am now. I wouldn't love the sport as much, and we've accomplished a lot of great things.
Then over in Kansas, Pittsburgh High School senior Alyssa Hotsey will be staying close to home. She signs with Pittsburgh State Soccer, who just completed its first season as an NCAA program this fall.
I wanted to stay close to home, and seeing that they have a new program, I just thought it'd help build up the community. And the coach is very nice, very personable. I felt like I got along with him very well. And the team, I'm just excited to get to know the team and help them.
There's going to be a lot of high school, incoming college athletes for people around the area to keep their eye on, and then a couple at the end there that are staying here in the 4 states going to Pittsburgh State.
That's right. Exciting changes for all of these families and kids.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Thanks, John. We're back with more news after this. A local shelter that has long been a lifeline for those in need is now calling on the community for help. Safe Haven Outreach Mission in Parsons, Kansas, known for providing supports to homeless individuals, is facing an unprecedented financial crisis. Leaders say if they don't get enough financial help soon, they may have to close the doors for good. KOAM's Lonnie Walton has the story.
And I saw a picture of a homeless man on the front page of the newspaper, and it said, "Give me shelter." And I knew that was God telling me, it's time.
Melissa Brown is the director of Safe Haven Outreach. Although the shelter has its financial struggles, Brown focuses on the lives she's touched to give her hope.
Another lady living in the laundromat. She was sleeping in the laundromat. Fast forward 2 or 3 years after being here, she walks through my door and I get to serve her.
Although Brown has spent a big portion of her life helping others, she is now fighting her own battles.
I have liver disease.
While battling this disease, Brown says her faith brought her someone to help ease the pain. Meet Veronica Ware, a recent drug addict and homeless person. She says Brown helped her regain her faith.
Living room 10 years ago, probably now, is whenever I really got to know, and it's stuck with me.
Ware says there's a good reason why she ended up here.
Probably part of my journey to come here and to help her and to get a better life than I was living.
This is why Brown says she wants to keep supporting the community with what she believes is her calling. However, she needs the community to help her keep her mission alive.
We are low on some toiletry items and also some food items, but our main thing right now is money to keep the doors open.
Brown says although the struggle is hard, she has hope in her faith that the shelter will live on. Reporting in Parsons, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Brown says the shelter is currently living month to month, and it will take about $10 grand just to keep the doors open through the end of the year. Well, one way you can help feed the hungry in our area is through our Feed the Four States campaign. And this year we've teamed up with Extreme Power Sports Auto Center in Webb City to help collect non-perishable food items that you donate. Simply point your phone at this QR code for more information on how and where you can donate to help feed the 4 states. Another way is to purchase a bowl of soup. The 12th annual Empty Bowls fundraiser takes place tomorrow. Now, the event, sponsored by Watered Gardens in Joplin, raises money to help feed the hungry in the community. For a minimum $25 donation, people can enjoy a delicious bowl of soup, keep the handcrafted bowl, and help raise money for a good cause. We'll say hello to the Christmas movie season. From Red One to The Night Before Christmas in Wonderland, we find out what's new in theaters and streaming coming up. A couple of holiday movies lead this week's new releases. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin with a look at what's new in theaters and streaming.
Are you saying Santa Claus has been kidnapped?
Dwayne Johnson, Chris Evans, J.K. Simmons, and Lucy Liu star in Red One.
We are 24 hours to Christmas.
The holiday action comedy is about a mission to save Santa Claus after he's kidnapped from the North Pole.
It's showtime!
In other festive films, Hulu adds The Night Before Christmas in Wonderland, about St. Nick going to Wonderland to show the Queen of Hearts the true meaning of Christmas. The voice cast includes Gerard Butler and Emilia Clarke.
I've got a surprise for you at home.
Barry Keoghan is part of the cast of Bird, which expands to more theaters. The coming-of-age fable is about a 12-year-old British girl living with her single dad, seeking adventure, who meets a stranger named Bird on a journey of his own.
I really needed this man.
A Real Pain stars Jesse Eisenberg and Kieran Culkin as mismatched cousins reunited for a tour through Poland to honor their late grandmother, who was a Holocaust survivor. Eisenberg wrote and directed the film. It's now in theaters nationwide.
I'm proud to say I'm in a boy band.
Paramount Plus has the documentary Larger Than Life, Reign of the Boy Bands, about boy bands and their loyal fans.
Come on, y'all, let's go!
While Netflix returns to the dojo with Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 2.
Bingo.
Plus, Emilia Perez is now streaming with Carla Sofia Gascon, Zoe Saldana, and Selena Gomez. The Spanish-language crime musical centers around a cartel leader enlisting a lawyer to help fake her death. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
And that's our time for tonight. Thank you for joining us. We're going to leave you with video of 5 new lion cubs at the Copenhagen Zoo. Have a great night and an even better tomorrow.